Hello everyone. So today in this lecture we'll not be seeing any physics problem. Rather we'll be seeing a maths problem which can be solved using the concepts of physics. The concepts are from the first chapter of physics, that is the basic maths and vectors. Well, vectors are also taught in mathematics, but I saw a part of this problem in some famous olympiad called rmph. So what does this problem states? Let's get started. The problem states that if you consider any point P inside a triangle, then PA plus PB plus PC is minimum if each of angle APB is equal to angle APC is equal to angle BPC is equal to 120 degrees. And given that all the angles of triangle A, B and C are respectively less than 120 degrees. So the toricelli and or a Fermat's point is basically a special point inside a triangle where the sum of lengths of it the sum of distance of that point from the respective vertices is minimum. Now how to solve it? Suppose point P vector corresponds to the point P where the sum is minimum. So just a minute. Yeah. So I can say that if we move this point P by some vector delta, so my new position of point P will be P vector plus delta vector. So the if we consider S to be PA plus PB plus PC, so delta S or ds or delta S can be written as minus delta vector dot PA vector, PA cap more specifically, minus delta vector dot PB cap minus delta vector dot PC cap. Taking minus delta vector common, we'll get minus delta vector dot PA cap plus PB cap plus PC cap. Well, for us, delta vector is just a random vector which we can choose as per our preference, and delta vector is a very small vector. So one thing we can say that if PA cap plus PB cap plus PC cap means this delta S, if delta S is less than 0, means P is not the optimal solution. There is existing another P which is P vector plus delta vector. And since we assume that P corresponds to that point where PA plus PB plus PC is minimum, so it cannot be the solution. Now similarly, consider delta is greater than 0. Okay, if delta S is greater than 0, then it means that just beside that point, if we consider another point P, then the sum will increase. But similarly, you can replace delta vector by minus delta vector, because the delta vector, the direction is the choice of preference. In this case, the delta S will come out to be negative. Hence, we can say that at that point where P is considered, delta S should be 0. Okay, so if we could take any dot product with PA cap plus PB cap plus PC cap with a random delta vector, which is a very small vector, then delta S should come out to be actually 0. It means that if we consider a 3D space, and this may be the curve, suppose it's like this, here it will be the minima, and the tangent at this point would correspond the slope is equal to 0. Means like a parabola, at the minimum point we have slope and is equal to 0, but curvature is non-zero. The similar thing happens that the first order of delta is actually 0, but maybe the second order or third order may not be 0. So I can say PA cap plus PB cap plus PC cap is equal to 0. So it's a null vector, 0 vector more specifically. Hence we can say it is only possible if Each of the vectors PA vector, PB vector and PC vector are inclined at an angle 120 degrees to each other. So basically this theorem is proved using the concepts of vectors. One may argue that vectors are is also a part of mathematics, but well, we actually used physics to solve it. The first chapter of physics, and it also came in one of the physics olympiads, as I mentioned at the first. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Have a nice day.